Hey, this is Commander Bacon with His Way Homestead, and today we are tearing out and replacing a dishwasher. So stay tuned. Alright, so here's the dishwasher. We've got a little problem here. I don't know if I can show it to you or not. But that little thing right there that hooks up the top sprayer bar somehow got really hot and it actually melted. That's not good. So we're thinking that there's got some serious problems. So what we're going to do is, we've had this dishwasher for how long? 14 years? Yeah. At least 14 years. Probably about due for a new one. So we're gonna tear this one out and we're gonna replace it with a brand new one. First we got to tear it out, and then we got to go get the new one and install it. So dishwasher installation, it's not that bad. So let me show you first to take this out. I already took out these screws. There's two screws, one here and one over here. You just unscrew that, unplug it, and unhook it from the let me see, unhook it from the drain and the water line. Ouch. That wasn't cool. So there's a water line hook up under here we have to disconnect, and there is a drain line. So we're going to take care of that. Stay tuned. That's the hot water supply line right there. There's a shutoff for it. We already unplugged it, and right up, where is it? Right there. There's the wastewater line that goes into our drain. So we're going to have to shut that hot water line off, disconnect that copper line. Probably not a good idea to have copper line with our well water, but that's okay. So we're gonna take care of it. Not gonna bore you with the details, just gonna do it. Okay, so after about, what, 4 trips to Lowe's, 2 different stores, we finally found a dishwasher that we could actually purchase. So it's here in the box. We're gonna show you how we're gonna install it. So the first part, per the manufacturer's instructions on the box, is cut the box off of it. We're going to do that first. You just follow the line, the dash line on the bottom. Now we should just be able to lift the box up off of it. Like that. I'm going to set the box to the side. Our house is a mess. It's been kind of a crazy day. Alright. Take this off. Get some tape on. So now we have to lay it on its back and take the bottom off of it. It looks like it just fell off. I think that's supposed to stay in there. I don't see why that was such a hard thing to do. And hopefully inside here, it's going to make it impossible to get it, is the installation instructions and the hose and that. And we might have a problem that we can't install it tonight.
Why?
I don't see the line for the water line. And there was water inside of it. I don't see the water line. All right, so we made a determination that some of the parts that came off the old dishwasher, we don't want to use them on this new dishwasher. So guess what? We got to make another trip to Lowe's tomorrow morning, and we'll work on the dishwasher installation tomorrow. So stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, fun already. Yeah. All right, so now we got all the stuff that we need that they don't tell you about in the store. So you need a strain relief, and we got a special kit that has everything that you need. A universal connector kit. It's got this thing. You need that, and our old one had copper pipe, but with our well, copper and our well water doesn't work well together. So we got this stainless braided cable. We'll let the clock chime. It's going to do it a lot because it's 12 o'clock. Alright, so it says you got to take off the bottom cover. See if I got a socket driver that'll fit it. Do right there. Set those aside. Take this. Okay, now. And I got to pry that up a little bit, and then that comes off. Just sit that on here. Be careful not to scratch your cover. And these, I don't know why, but it says that it'll fit under our counter, but when I push it back in there, it doesn't fit under our counter. Measured it quite a few times, and it just doesn't fit. But it's close, so, and I don't think taking these leveling feet off will help. So we'll see what happens. All right, I need the book. So it shows from the floor to the under of the countertop is 34 inches. That's like the minimum. I measure ours, it's 34 and a half. But this thing's tight. I should have plenty of room, so I don't understand. But that's okay. We'll keep moving. We've already got the holes and everything. We already got all that. So the first thing we need to do is hook up the electricals. It says remove the drip tray. This is the drip tray. All right. Didn't know you could remove the drip tray. Drip tray has some wires in it. All right. Drip tray removed. I lost my page. There's a silly thing flipped over. There's your cabinet opening, level leg adjustment. And the elbow. Alright, so let's get the braided wire and get the that elbow thing. here. You could hand me that wrench that's on the floor. All right. Now, I need to put this in here. That doesn't feel right. Feels like it cross-threaded a little bit. There it goes. Still don't feel right. There it goes. All right. Got that connection. All right. Should I have a pair of pliers there? Anywhere? Thought I had pliers. There we go. We're just gonna. Says to actually use pliers, so I'm going to do what they tell you. I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit. That's our supply line. All right. Next step, connect drain hose. Didn't say about putting everything else back. Tighten it. Route it out the rear, and that's where it needs to be. Gotcha. Okay, so we need to do the electrical connection. Connect the drain hose. There's the drain hose. I need the screwdriver and those little hose clamps. Okay, so on this model, the drain hose is right here. So we will put it on. Make sure you get this in location and a direction that you can actually tighten it. Everything's in the way. And this is what you get when you get a free screwdriver from Harbor Freight. See a little ball detent? Doesn't hold it in there. So every time you turn the screwdriver over, it drops out. The other side works perfectly. See a little ball? Sticks up out of there. That's how it's supposed to be. But for some reason, the manufacturer decided to grind the ball flat, which doesn't help at all. So thank you so much for a free screwdriver. This is not in the right place. I can't. That's really irritating. Have that stupid thing fall off every time. Just saying.
Maybe go find a different screwdriver.
I would like a different screwdriver, one that doesn't drop out. All right, so you have to orient this so that it goes back underneath of the dishwasher. If not, it will come out the side and it could possibly kink. We don't want your hose all kinky. not prudent. So now we have to go to install the electrical. So we do have a better screwdriver, hopefully with a Phillips. Oh yeah, look at this. This is nice.
It's mine. Don't lose it.
Alright. This all put back together.
That was like my Mother's Day present or Christmas present or birthday present or something like that from Josh.
It's
And
pretty
I love
cool.
it. Yeah.
It's got a ratchet, it actually double speed. Alright. So you can do it single speed or you can do it double speed. It's really nice. And I don't have the right bit. It's really nice if you get the right bit. Let's see if this one will work. What is that bit? How come that doesn't work?
It's weird looking.
I don't know why. None of these work. I just... Oh, well, you know, it is what it is. All right, so we found out that this is actually a Torx, which is a brand for like a star wrench. So that's why the Phillips didn't work. I didn't have a good look at it. All right, so we can utilize our old pigtail, not any relations to an actual pig. It's just a tail. So we need that strain relief. So what this does, it protects your cord from any sharp edges. So we'll go ahead and install that first. Because what can happen is any kind of vibrations or anything like that can cause that sharp edge of that metal box to cut into the insulation and short it out. Then you got a bigger problem on your hands. Not cool. There's a Bucky. My lovely assistant Bucky. Okay. Let's see if we can use this other side. Up through it. All right. There you go. There's that. Hook the ground up first. That goes underneath that little washer. If I can get underneath of that little washer. Which I can't. make sure that the wire is on the correct side of the screw. So when you tighten it, it works properly. Everything's just kind of floating really poorly. Really struggling with this one. That's not where it needs to be.
Of course, this is the real life method of doing things.
Yeah, this is the struggles that you'll have.
It never just goes smoothly. Everything jumps right into place.
And I'm not a paid professional, but anybody can do this. You can do this. If you know how to use basic hand tools, you can install the dishwasher. So the thing I don't know is which one is which. Which one goes to the white wire, which one goes to the black wire. So where's my instruction? So you might want to pause it a second. All right, so one thing you always need to keep in mind is full copper color wires will always be your hot wire, right? Your black wire. If it's silver, so you can barely see, there's like a couple silver strands in there. It's really hard to see it. And this, see the difference though?
Yeah,
This one's copper, all copper, and this has got some silver strands to it. So this is your neutral wire, and this would be your hot wire. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I think I'm gonna strip more insulation off though, hopefully, and not cut the wire. It's hot in here.
It is hot in here.
Normally I would use my wire strippers. I don't have them with me. The cat is catching flies in the background. If you're gonna have a cat, you might as well have a useful cat, one that catches mice and flies. Ours catches flies here recently.
And eats them.
Yeah.
So he disposes of them. It's great. He does better than the chickens.
Not cutting through it. So I'm cut through the insulation. This is a big, thick insulation on this wire. Normally you can kind of score it and then you can twist it off. And it's, there we go. It's kind of, it doesn't want to cooperate. A lot of it is this out here. Usually isn't this difficult. for some reason everything's going to be difficult today. There we go. All right. Good. Take that out. This is the black one, so we're going to go ahead and wrap it around. You want to wrap it around clockwise, right? So when you tighten it, it tightens it up. If you put it the other way, counterclockwise on there, it will loosen the wire up from underneath the nut, and it'll want to, it's just not good. Just wrap it around clockwise. I'm sure there's folks like the Fix-It guy that could explain it. But yeah, you just want to hook it. What it'll do is it'll fray the wire out, and it'll make it come undone. And that's not a good thing. Let's see if we can, that's not gonna work. This is gonna slip off. All right, so there we go. Now that we have all that, now we're going to tighten up the strain relief, which you can't see up there. You have to come under here. So we're going to, probably can't see it much at all. So we're going to tighten this screw up, and that's going to clamp onto the insulation and keep that from pulling. All right, so now look, if I pull on this wire, it's not pulling through there, it's secured. So that's what we want. All right, I'll put the box back on, hooks under there. Well, it's supposed to hook under there. There we go. Take a little. All right, let's take a pause for a second. All right, so we've got our water supply line hooked up. We've got our drain line hooked up. We've got our power hooked up. So all we have to do now is sit it back up on its feet and slide it back into place. But because this is so tight, we're gonna have to end up putting, we're gonna cut a piece of that cardboard and have it on top so it doesn't tear up the insulation as we slide it back in there. But first we need to get the cat out of there. All right, so now we're gonna fish the drain line in through this hole, and we're going to fish the supply line in. You want to make sure you uncoil it through the same hole. We'll get that in as much as we can, and then we'll have to shove this back further so I can get the plug in. Can you push that back? Oh, you can't because you're recording. I just need to get it started. Get it through the hole. Now there's little hooks on this side. You have to secure the side insulation. Should be a little hole. A little hole. Yep, perfect. I don't see any in the back. All right, cool. So now we're gonna cut a piece of this cardboard.
Y'all don't look at our kitchen. It's a mess.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess. But hey, our dishwasher broke.
I was cleaning out the pantry and reorganizing whenever the dishwasher went out. So that's everywhere. Plus we had to get all the dishes out of that cabinet so we could access everything.
Yep, it's a mess, but that's okay. It's real life. All right, so now I need to open up this cabinet. Kind of pull along these. Get everything out of there. Wait a second. All right, hopefully this will work to try to keep this insulation in place. Bunching up on this side.
You want me to get in there and pull the cords as you push?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on.
Just gently pull them. Yeah. Cardboard seems to be working pretty good. Yeah. That is super-de duper-de. All right. So we're almost done. You have to pull the cardboard out. That worked really, really well. Pretty surprised at that. As a matter of fact, it does look like we'll have to raise the feet up.
Seriously?
Yeah, but that's okay. See this big gap here?
Yeah.
So it's got to go up that far.
Really?
Yeah, that's okay. That's good. I'd much rather do that, and everything will be good. But I think we still need to pull it out a little bit. And because there are some other hardware that I don't know what we do with it. Okay, so we've got it pretty close to the final place. We've got everything, all the wires and tubes and everything pulled through. The next thing to do is to put these tabs, insert these tabs. And for the stainless steel tub, you have to break it off here. So it's got a little score line on it. You just work it back and forth until it breaks. Then you stick it in here, and then this little tab right here, you have to bend it so that it stays in place. See that? Now it's locked in. Do the same thing with this one. All I'm doing is grabbing it with the pliers and prying it down. So now it's locked in. And that's where we're going to screw it to the countertop. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to do, you can see here, this needs to go up. Probably about 3/4 of an inch. So we're going to take and adjust the feet. We're going to have to check it for level, side to side, plumb, front to back, all that. So, not going to bore you with that. We're just going to do it. We'll come back. Okay, so we got the whole thing level and plumb. And now we're going to insert the mounting screws. You don't want to strip them out. Nice and easy. kind of got to fish this drain line around the best you can. A lot of stuff in the way. But it has to go up into here. So we're going to take this, put that on there. It seems awfully loose. Awfully loose. Just tightening up the hose clamp on it so it seals up tight. That doesn't seal up tight, and then when it drains it, it'll blow water all underneath your sink. That's not something you want. All right. It's very tight. So already kind of looped this supply line back here to get it out of the way, and I got it finger tight. Just have to tighten it up. Metric crescent wrench. It's a left-handed metric crescent wrench. Hope we never have a fire because that thing's so deep back in there. I don't think we could get to it if we wanted to. Everything's in my way. And this is a really cool thing with this until you have to work underneath the sink.
Tell them what that is.
It's a compost bucket that when you close it, it lowers the lid. No, it doesn't. Not even close.
That's because it's off of that tab. I can fix it later. It might be broken.
Yeah, I don't think it's... I don't know.
Different project.
Eventually we'll get everything out from here. Helpful hint, get everything out from underneath the sink before you start a project. Let's see what happens. Turn the water line on. See if there's any drips. So far so good. Go ahead and take the time to route this stuff around here a little bit nicer. Plug it in.
It's making noise.
I heard it beep. Go ahead and get all the stuff out of it. And we got a load of dishes that we need to do already. This had the third rack, which was a feature that my wife was really appreciating, with a little separate silverware thingy. This is a little thing to keep the stainless steel looking pretty. We'll peel that off. I'll do it. You run the camera.
I know.
All right. Pull this off. And other than the big thing was leveling the thing, that was pretty tricky. All right. Are those scratches?
No, it's the plastic.
Oh, it's the plastic. Okay, good. All right, so should we go ahead and start it? Seems to be doing good. No leaks, no drips, no errors. And next thing we're going to do, we're going to wash some dishes in it. All right, so it's installed. It's running. Made in America. So this installation project probably take you anywhere between a half an hour to an hour, depending on how difficult it is to get your old dishwasher out and to deal with any parts that you might have to run to Lowe's 4 or 5 times to get. Make sure you get everything. So anyway, so that's if you do go to like Lowe's or something, the display models will have the installation instructions in them. So go ahead and look at those and make sure you get all the parts that you need to install it. That way you only make one trip to Lowe's. But all in all, I think pretty easy. Wasn't that bad. The hardest part, I think, for me is reaching back underneath the cabinet and leveling up the legs. That was the hardest part. So anyway, that's all we got. Nice dishwasher. So don't forget, his way is the best way. We'll see you next time. God bless.